We are here today on the farm of Joe Healy in Athboy, County Meath. We will discuss how progressive genetics plays a key role on Joe's farm in terms of breeding advice, milk recording and the use of the farm software package AgriNet Herd App.
My name is Joe Healy, farming here in Dressogue, Athboy, County Meath with my parents John and Rose, and my wife Lisa, and the kids help out a bit as well. We're dairy farming, we're back in dairying since 2020. This year now we'll be farming just over 150 acres, which is, because of derogation, more than we had to farm last year, but is where it is. That's where we're at. Milking about just short of 100 cows. I think the average EBI is just under 180, I think 177, I think it's the exact figure. Production last year we sent just over 600 kilos milk solids and 1.9 kilos of ration. That was made up by about just over 7,500 litres of milk and 4.2 fat, 3.5 protein. We tried to breed a cow that's with good feet and legs, and others also with a good eye on EBI. Last year's calving went on for about 13 weeks. We had, I think it was very close to 80%, I think between 75 and 80% calved within the first 6 weeks. We tend to just buy 50 sexed straws every year and then go all beef AI after that. We try and use the black and whites, the Frisian AI, as quick as possible on the best cows that come in that early period. So this year, our Frisian AI calves will all be born within 17 days. There's no cow ever AI'd here for a replacement that repeated. And I think over the years to come we should build up a natural level of fertility within the herd because of that. Roughly 200 or 300 kilos of milk solids, about in the double figures of both percentages fat and protein. And I do like to have a plus on type. What I see is like the high genetic merit bulls, you do get more milk, you do get more fat and protein percentages, and fertility here is good, and like that has to go back to the breeding behind the animal, like which is the bulls they're from, you know. Like we got back into the cows here in 2020, so a lot of the herd here are bought in, and I think every one of them were actually out of progressive genetics bulls, and some of the best ones we have here are the older cows would be Goldenfield Raphaels and Knockdoe Jacks. Like there's some outstanding cows out of them there, like, and carrying the fifth calf there, due to calve their fifth, and like some of them look like second and third calvers. The ones that calved last year, we calved a lot of Alberts and Pivotal, and we have 4 Pivotals last year, and 2 of them were actually the highest yielding heifers. Both gave over 600 kilos milk solids as heifers. Like I'd be very fond of our Pivotals, as would I the Alberts. This year I have Yamaskas and Perseus coming in, and due to be born this year I have Denman. Because of the success we had with Pivotal, I felt that it was only fair to go back and use a Pivotal son last year, so I picked Denman. Yeah, Michael Quinn I work with. I know Michael a long time, I met him first through the Macra. Yeah, Michael's coming here probably, he's 3 or 4 years, pretty much since we got back into the cows, and I find him great. Like he'll give you, like he knows what way you're trying to breed your cows, and like he's not coming in here trying to push maybe a crossbred bull or an SRM bull. Like he knows that we're a pedigree herd here, so we want to use pedigree. He'll put a different maybe tilt on what I'd tell him what I'm thinking of using, and he'd maybe throw another suggestion in there, which is great. And as far as the beef bulls go, I give Michael just carte blanche on that. Like he advises what to go with, whatever Angus or Belgian Blue. And now so far the first 2 blues that have calved down, and I didn't even see them calving, so happy days.
So my name is Michael Quinn. I'm a breeding advisor at Progressive Genetics. I've been calling to Joe here for the last 4 or 5 years. I basically help him pick his beef and dairy bulls. I go through his herd information. Every year I look at his figures and see where we can improve. So the 5 bulls I'm going to recommend for Joe this coming spring are Dungrange Dan, Grand Slam, Alibaba, Teak, and Rory. Joe is a really good Frisian Holstein herd of cows here. He has an average EBI of 177. In 2022 he sold 638 kgs milk solids from his cows and achieved 60 cents a litre for his milk. These are really, really good figures. You need really good farm management to achieve figures like this. So Joe's only back in the milk a few years, and this is really, really impressive. It's also worth noting what EBI has contributed to the Irish dairy industry over the last number of years, and we see this today in Joe's herd in the massive production alongside fertility. It's really reassuring for us to see that the science is actually working and the genetic progress that has been made.
Oh, it's great. Like, sure, he's the man with his ear to the ground. Like, he's, you know, what, 50 or 60 beef calves are being born here every year, maybe a few more, but Michael has information on hundreds, maybe even thousands of beef calves that's been born, you know, so, like, look, it'd be foolish if I didn't take note of what Michael has to advise on it, you know. All calves are sold off the farm. The bulk of them would be sold directly to another farmer. Well, we used a couple of Belgian Blues, now 7278, I think BB 7278, we've had 2 calves born from there already, and extremely easy calving, light, hardy little calves, and up quick. Like, one of them was 9 days early, the other was 11 days early, so that's extra milk in the tank. Angus end of things, we went with the higher DBI, the bulls. Like, Michael recommended, like, obviously we need to keep an eye on the easy calving, so picked the 3 easiest calving high DBI bulls and dropped them in the tank for us last year. I don't remember ever not milk recording. Like, we were milking up until 2007 and we exited at that stage, and so when we got back in 2020, milk recording was the first thing we did. You're working blind with your cows if you don't have it. Like, you know the average of your herd regarding fat and protein and cell count, but you can't identify, be it a problem cow regarding cell count, or maybe your best cow, be it a 4% protein cow, like, you know, to breed off or whatever, you know, information is king, you know. AgriNet Herd app has been used here since we got back into the cows in 2020, and yeah, it's a great tool. Everything. Register calves, register inseminations, our medicine, like, you know, like our Board B audit, like, has been, it's been a breeze now, to be honest with you. Like, we just download all the information we put into it, and like, you need to be diligent and put in the information, but like if you don't keep a record, you're not going to have it anyway. But it's brilliant. It's all lower emission slurry spreading here. The contractor does it all. As we were talking about earlier, we use all high DBI beef bulls to try and get that more efficient animal for the finishers. The cows are fed well. Like, you know, like, we do feed a high amount of meal. Like, I don't feel cutting meal is. I think it's been penny wise and pound foolish. We're going to look at with foliar, spreading foliar fertiliser this year, nitrogen this year, which should go a long way in like, having our fertiliser bill. Not only is that good for our pocket, but it's good for the environment as well, you know.